Hey, look who's in the studio with us right now. It's Pat Green.
Hey, Bob.
What have you been doing, man?
Long time no see. I've been busting my hump. I'm making 2 records right now, so
Two records?
I'm pretty exhausted.
Wait, 2 records at one time?
Yeah. Well, I don't have a record label right now, and I just got out of my deal with B&A, and so
Right.
I'm finally making records without a committee, without 10 people looking over my shoulder telling me how to do what to do, and so you know it's a great feeling, and I'm not complaining about that time. I had a great time with those people, but you know it's a wonderful thing to finally want that to happen, and now wanting that freedom, now having it, and actually experiencing just the I guess the joy of making. Producing my own stuff.
So you're no longer facing a deadline or anything, right?
Yeah, there's no deadline. There's really nothing pressing. I can do whatever I want, and we're just recording songs that feel good. And if they, that was always my, my mantra, if you will, before the bigs got a hold of me. It was just, hey, if it sounds good in my ears, then go cut it.
Okay, now are you recording this stuff in Texas, or are you still recording in Nashville?
No, we recorded everything down here in Austin at Cedar Creek Studios, and so yeah, I've been down here quite a bit over the last month or so.
So you're working on 2 albums. Will these albums be released at the same time, or will they come out
No,
separately?
absolutely. The Songs We Wish We'd Written, Part 2.
Wait a minute, let's talk about that.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So that's
of fun.
one of the albums you're
That's
doing
one
with
of
Corey.
No, well, we did the first one with Corey. I'm doing this one with a bunch of people. Like I got Jack Ingram, of course. Corey Morrow came back in with me.
Right.
And we did a great Lyle Lovett song with Corey. Collective Soul, Ed Rowland from Collective Soul is coming in. Got Monty Montgomery from here in Austin. So it's definitely got a Texas flair to it, and some great rock and roll stuff in there too.
Wow, this has been a long time coming then.
Yeah, 10 years since our last one.
It's been that long, 10
Yeah.
years? Well, when will this one
This
CD
one will
be
hit
out?
the store sometime this summer. And then the new record, whenever we finish that, we're just going to take our time with it.
Right.
Might come out in the 3rd or 4th quarter of this year, but probably next year.
Any distribution rights? I mean, are you
We've got all that set up, and once we finish the record, I'm sure we'll shop a record label to go out there and get it played on radio.
Now, we keep hearing rumors. In fact, I think the last time we talked, you mentioned something about a live album, maybe even a live DVD.
Right. Honestly, we were trying to get it done to where we could record tonight's show here in Austin. But man, everything just kept getting pushed and pushed and pushed, and so it was like we were really going to get rushed into doing the live album tonight. So we've pushed that back a little bit. But I have some really cool ideas. I don't know if you remember the Counting Crows project called Across the Wire, and they recorded 2 shows. They did one of them a real acoustic, stripped down, and then the next night in the same venue they did. Full band and full electric, big show, and then they put them out as a dual CD, and that's really kind of what I think I'm going to go for.
Well, that does take a lot of time to plan something like that.
Yeah, so I couldn't pull it off tonight. It was just everything. Being in the studio for all this time, I'm too scattered.
Any special guest on the other CD that's coming out?
I don't know yet. Really, right now, just trying to get the basics done. Get the tracking done. I haven't even vocaled any of the songs that we've cut. So right now, but they're great songs. They're really, they're right down my alley, if you will.
Hey, now since we got the video camera, can you give everybody the same advice that you gave at a speech at Tech one time?
Oh, there's always room for a couple of beers.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody, Walt Wilkins was telling the story about, and this is just what I relayed to the crowd there. It was like the ending anecdote was, Walt told me that his seminary professor one time came into the room at the last day of school and put a big jar on the table and reached down below the table and put some big rocks and filled the jar with these big rocks and said, "Hey class, is the jar full?" And they said, "Yes, it's full." And then he grabbed a bag of pebbles and he poured the pebbles in there and they filled all the space up. And then the class, is the jar full? Oh, now it's full. And then he gets a bag of sand and pours the sand in there and fills the jar completely up now. And he goes, "Is the jar full yet?" And the class goes, "Now it has to be full." And then he takes 2 beers out from underneath the counter, opens both of them and pours them in and says, "See, there's always room for a couple of beers." And that's a motto I've lived by almost too effectively, I guess. I don't think he meant right before church.
What a great way to end our interview with Pat Green. And again, we're looking for 2 CDs for Pat out this year. Thank you.